Hi, Venom, who There Be Carnage has finally arrived. It was one of many blockbusters or movies in general that were delayed to this year due to COVID. So, a lot of fans were excited for it. Some fans were really curious, and some people, if not a lot, were dreading it. They just didn't care for it. Of course, when the first Venom was announced, people just didn't care, including myself, but fans warmed up when Tom Hardy's casting was announced. I seen Venom in the cinema. I thought it was okay for a while. Um, I sorry about that. I made a window pop up. So, um, where am I? Yeah, so I felt I was being too critical. So I was actually compelled to grab the Blu-ray, which I did. I enjoyed Venom more, and so yeah, I gradually became after a while I became excited for the sequel. So this is a spoiler discussion for the sequel. Um, I was hoping Eddie would join me, but he can't since he wasn't able to watch the film. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sure if one two three movies is. I guess it's a popular site. So, oh, Venom is all right. 6 out of 10 for me. Okay, yeah, I understand. So, Venom, what there be Carnage? I think it went well so far. I guess you could say it's impressive for a pandemic. Since we're still in a pandemic, but a few other movies were hits. Sanchi is still going strong. So I seen Venom last night, first showing. The theater was packed, not to my surprise. The showtime is actually weird. 5:30, just despite the film being only 97 minutes long, including credits. My showing started off rough. The projector wasn't working right. It wasn't crystal clear, and there were black lines. The screen was flickering. So 5 minutes into the film, the projector stopped. It couldn't work anymore. The manager walked in. He told us this matter will be fixed in 3 to 5 minutes. It took 10 minutes, which is fine, but the movie started over again, which was annoying. So thankfully, it didn't short out or stop working later on. Well, like imagine it stopping 20 minutes in, and then we had to watch um, the first 20 minutes again. That's some just shit right there. That would be really irritating, really annoying. So yeah, thankfully the projector it was working right. There weren't any more problems. The movie kept on playing. So I guess a lot of fans said this. The movie is rushed due to the short runtime. Yeah, I agree. The movie's rushed, mainly the prologue. Like a few major things happen in the first 3 minutes, or rather, the prologue in general. It goes on really quick. It starts off with Cletus Cassidy and Frances. Forgot her last name. Living in this reform home for troubled kids. Frances has mm, sonic screams, so she's being transferred. And of course, Cletus is unhappy. He's mad. Frances tries escaping. She gets shot in the eye. She loses her eye and she falls. The cop with her, maybe a lot of people thought she was dead. Her death was for whatever reason, and she was taken to an institute where she lived for a while, where she was being treated like a guinea pig. I guess it's easy to live in, out in the open in a plastic cell. You're feeling vulnerable, but trapped. Like I guards are always watching her. I mean, even when she's pissing. Hmm. Okay, I'm not trying to be gross. So so the next scene is Eddie's first scene. He's talking to that cop who was with Frances 20 years earlier. So yeah, Eddie was basically told he must interview Cletus Cassidy since he only wants to talk to Eddie, and Venom is feeling cranky. He wants the cop. I forgot his name. So and having this, he grabs Venom. They walk into the ladies' washroom, and they have a tense discussion. And yeah, it's a funny scene. And when Eddie leaves, he talks to the cop again, and that's where the movie stopped. When the projector stopped working. So I probably could have said this a moment ago. When Eddie and Venom were talking, the lady in the stall looked at Eddie, and she doesn't react to Venom, which means she can't see him, which is weird. I understand why nobody else can hear Venom, but if he's out there, if he's um, floating Eddie's body, shouldn't anyone nearby see him? Hmm. So, Lee Harrison plays Cletus Cassidy, who becomes Carnage. His wig is way better, and yeah, it looks really different. Well, yeah, it's different. It's better. The 1994 film Natural Born Killers was what gave Woody the role, or rather, what made her offer him the role. I remember. Oh my god, I can't always say that word. I remember Woody had dinner with Tom Hardy and Ruben Fleischer after Venom wrapped filming, and that's where Woody was offered the role. Natural Born Killers was good, I suppose. I seen it only once. I seen it in 2009, I think. I spoiled it for myself by reading the Wikipedia plot summary. It was a dumb high school phase, although I graduated high school in 2007. I spoiled some movies because I was kind of, I was curious about them, not kinda, but yet I was concerned I would get disturbed, so I spoiled those movies for myself. I was concerned Natural Born Killers would disturb me since it's really violent, so that's why I why I spoiled it for myself. I enjoyed the movie for sure. It didn't disturb me. Yeah, it was really violent, and I guess it was really bloody. By the time I watched the movie, my memory faded away. I didn't remember the plot well. Oh, and before I watched the movie, I watched a few clips online, like the prologue. Mickey and Mallory eat in a diner, and they start up some shit. I guess Natural Born Killers is still talked about. I guess it's a cult classic. Quentin Tarantino wrote it, which is probably why it's still remembered. I'm thirsty again. So, so Eddie and Venom aren't getting along. There's a friction, I suppose. Venom is like a spoiled child or a moody teenager. He's frustrated that he can't eat guys anymore. Eddie's no longer allowing him to eat guys. Since well, they were being investigated. Venom ate several guys, if not a lot. So they were close to being found out, arrested, and probably sent to Area 51 to be dissected and killed. They have this quick, funny fight scene, which was mentioned in an interview. I guess I mostly used that interview as background noise. Hardy gave a technical answer to that question, which was, how did you do that fight scene? Okay. So, a little later, Eddie interviewed Cletus. They talked a little about Cletus's past. He provoked Venom into attacking him since he was insulting Eddie. Cletus bites Eddie's hand. So he actually drank some of the symbiote. So yeah, that's how he got Carnage. I know from Wikipedia that the explanation was different. Hi, Malcolm. That in the comics, Eddie and Kleenex were Kleenex, not Kleenex, or Kleenex. I said they were cellmates, and when Eddie escaped as Venom, a symbiote offspring remained, which was how Cletus became Carnage. As you know from the trailer, Cletus became Carnage when he was being executed, being injected, and yeah, and not to surprise, Carnage roared the first time you see him, being scary, being intimidating. Um, there's a quick brutal fight scene. Yeah, it's a good example of the rating being pushed, of these movies being hard PG-13s. As you see from the trailer, Carnage killed a cop by pinning him against the wall and killing him by shoving his penis tentacle into his mouth. Another YouTuber, Jared Buckendale, came up with the penis joke, but let's be honest, anyone can come up with it since that tentacle is so penis-like, so phallic-like. It looks phallic. Hmm. So after Eddie and Venom's fight, Venom funnels from body to body, and I guess those people only lasted several hours, maybe six, before dying, which is dark. Venom attends a nightclub where people are, they're dressed up. It's probably a coming out party for gay and bisexual people, wearing a few glowing sticks or bracelets. And Doug Walker stated that clip was actually released online. I didn't see it, but I seen a TV spot which had two shots from that scene. Hmm. So yeah, funny scene. Mm, so yeah, Frances Shriek is really developed. You don't know anything about her. We don't know why she's a mutant, why she has abilities. If the film was longer, we should have learned her origin, or or origin, know why she's the way she is, and and why she's a psycho, why she's disturbed. I won't be so surprised if there's an extended cut. It'll be on the Blu-ray. Mm. I can't help but wonder if the 90-minute runtime was entirely Circus's idea. Maybe Sony requested it and Circus didn't really mind it. I'm so hmm. Yeah, the film's pacing is an issue, but not a major issue. Like, yeah, it would have been better if it were at least 10 minutes longer. Quintus's backstory, yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. Quintus's backstory was skimmed through. It was shot out. It was told in a animated mm, storytelling form. I don't know how to say it. It's a visual form. Like his backstory wasn't completely expositional. Basically, he tried killing his mother, and he tortured and killed his dog, or his mom's dog, with a poor, defenseless dog. I watched someone's spoiler review today. He stated Carnage's backstory was um, butchered, ruined. Actually, I was thinking about someone else's review, a spoiler-free review. I haven't read any Venom or Carnage comics, so yeah, I can see why anyone feels Carnage's backstory was ruined, but um, I guess it's fair for a PG-13 movie. It's disturbing enough, or I mean, it's appropriate for a serial killer. Hmm. So, after Carnage breaks out of prison, his mission is to find his girlfriend and break her out. Oh, and get married. Before I seen the movie, I wasn't expecting Carnage to show his true colors, to basically say he's using Francis, to say he doesn't care about her. It doesn't happen. I mean, Carnage doesn't care about Francis, but Cletus cares about her. They're not a match, which is different from the comics, which I know from Wikipedia. Hmm. So, what else? Oh, yeah, I'll mention this. Cletus tracks her down by arriving at a convenience store or a gas station. He beats up or kills the clerk. Like he jumps over the counter and stomps on him, and yeah, surely the poor guy's dead. Yeah, I can easily imagine this scene if the movie were R. It probably would have been more brutal or just as brutal as the um, head stopping scene in Drive. So yeah, Carnage hacked the internet um, or the GPS networks. That's where he finds Francis, which reminds me earlier in the movie, um, Eddie Googled to look up something about Carnage, or rather Venom. Venom was Google, but they weren't using Google. They were using a fake internet search engine called Find Me Net or something very similar to that. So I guess Google asked for too much money for a really high fee. I just find it weird or jarring when you see someone use a fake search engine. I mean, we we all use Google for any random thing. Sorry, I'm getting a little stiff now, but I I used to be worse. I used to really struggle with speaking. I'm I'm gonna I'm going to finish my pop now. Ugh. All right. Mm, mm. So Eddie and Venom finally reuniting was funny. Um, it's goofy for sure, and yeah, it's something out of a ro- romantic comedy. I must point out I'm not a fan, so I barely seen that stuff. But I just know that some rom coms, if not a lot, have similar scenes, truces, if you will. Um, Francis captures Anne, making her a damsel in distress. Mm. So yeah, Annie or Anne wasn't a strong character in the first movie, but at least she wasn't a damsel in distress. In fact, she actually helped out Venom in the final battle. So yeah, Anne being a damsel in distress here was a minor disappointment or a minor flaw, but yeah, I guess she was going to get captured sooner or later. Hmm. The climax was cool, and yeah, it's the best action scene of the film. I'm sure a lot of fans agree. It's brutal or harsh. Yeah, it's definitely PG-13. I mean, you can tell that the whole film was watered down. The filmmakers were careful not to show too much, and yeah, I guess it was cut down a bit, but yeah, the fight still works, and again, it's not too watered down. Um, Venom was naturally challenged. Fighting Carnage naturally wasn't a walk in the park. No way. Both Venom and Carnage were weakened by the church bell. The sound waves were weakening them, make the symbiotes momentarily go away. Hmm. So Venom literally eats Carnage's offspring, and after Eddie talks to Cletus for a moment, Venom literally eats Cletus. He bites his head off. Yeah, it's again, it's definitely PG-13. That moment was definitely watered down. You barely seen him b- bite his head off, but you don't see it rolling away, or rather, um, someone mentioned you can't see human heads rolling away. So yeah, my mind just jumped for a sec. Oh, excuse me. Mm. That cop was too. His eyes shone blue, which implies he actually absorbed some of Carnage. I guess his symbiote name is Toxic or Toxin. So yeah, I guess there are several supporting symbiote characters in the Venom world in the Venom comics. So now Eddie and Venom are fugitives, so they flee to Mexico. And in fact, the ending didn't say where they were hiding. I was thinking they're in Hawaii, but yeah, going to Hawaii would have been dumb, since they would have been captured by the authorities sooner or later, or they down and they would be chased out of the country very soon. They're in Mexico. They're chilling. They're on good terms again. They're no longer at each other's throats. So the mid credit scene, it was ruined for me on YouTube. So no, I didn't watch it then. Yeah, the internet is naturally full of spoilers. That's how it works. Yeah, spoilers creep up on you. Venom and Eddie are chilling in a hotel room. They're watching Jane the Virgin, I think. I didn't see it. Like, this article stated they're watching Jane the Virgin, and so they talked about the multiverse. And coincidentally, they're transported to the MCU. They show up, or sorry, it's my I was looking for another phrase. They appear in another hotel room, a nicer hotel room, probably an American hotel room with a towel swan to the left. Of course, the TV's on. They see a news report of Tom Holland, Spider-Man, Venom, and he actually licks the screen. A middle-aged guy, probably in his 60s, out of the washroom. He's naturally surprised, dumbfounded. He said, "What are you doing here in my room?" Of course, Eddie is flabbergasted, surprised. He doesn't know how to respond. I guess he simply said, "Hey," and the scene ends. So yeah, fans are going crazy. I guess you could say they're going apeshit. Um, Last Monday, I think, Tom Hardy released a picture of himself wearing a Spider-Man No Way Home hat, which he quickly deleted. So apparently, Venom will have a cameo in No Way Home. Most likely in the mid-credit scene, Venom will show up. He'll talk to Spidey or Peter for a moment. So yeah, I also won't be surprised if Venom 3 will be a Spider-Man crossover, them fighting each other. I almost forgot to say this. I watched an interview with Woody Harrelson Entertainment tonight. The last question he was given was, does he expect to be playing Cletus Cassidy again? Maybe he said Carnage. Um, Woody in enthusiastically said he believes he'll be playing Carnage again sooner or later. Well, Carnage dies in the movie, so how Harrison will play Carnage again. We're dealing with the multiverse, so I guess Harrison will play another version. Will he play the MCU version? I doubt it. I don't see the MCU having its own Carnage or any serial killers. Whew. Now, I'm not sure why I'm stiff. Maybe because I'm alone, talking to myself, talking to the webcam here. So yeah, I'm excited for Venom 3. I'm excited for No Way Home especially. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed again, or it won't get delayed again. Yeah, I meant to say won't be delayed again in my review. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So yeah, the movie should be safe. We shouldn't worry about another delay. Venom 2 is doing well. Like I follow just discussing film. I check on them every day. Actually, I did memorize the amount, but it's huge or okay for Thursday night. So I know Venom 2 is doing well. I won't be surprised if Venom 3 will be announced soon. Okay, I don't think I'll ever do another spoiler discussion. So man, I'll say this for the hell of it. I don't blame people for hating Venom 2. I easily understand why some fans don't care for these movies. They're dark comedies. They're small scale movies. They're cliche, but cliches are so common. They'll never go away. And yeah, we'll get new cliches sooner or later. Hmm. Okay, so okay, I've been talking long enough. Like I'm not surprised this stream is short. Like yeah, I figured there's a 60% chance it'll be under an hour. So anyway, I'm done.